Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skywalker with the Skywalker Show, and we on here with the homie Apex Lux. You dig? We got the boy with us. What's going on, Apex?
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Oh, yeah.
Glad to be here, bro.
Hey, bro, it's crazy, man. Great day. You know what I mean? Um, Great day to be here having this conversation. This might sound a little crazy, but I'm actually glad that we're actually able to have this talk, bro, because I feel like the perspective that we have can do maybe a little bit of good. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad to be here and had a homie here able to have this talk, bro. For sure.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a touchy subject. The person in question, or the main, the star of the show, I should say rather, in his
Absolutely.
passing, was already a pretty infamous guy who had some polarizing opinions,
Mm,
and with that alone, you know, it comes with some thorns.
absolutely, bro. And I'm sure that the people see by now, but I'm pretty sure that y'all ain't seen me dressed like this in a minute ever since I went to that rally. You know what I mean? But nah, I think it's important to have these discussions, bro, because I don't think the term free speech is being understood in its full context, right? And I think that, from what I've been hearing back from certain people, it's been a little disheartening to say the least. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was fully representing my beliefs when I'm having this conversation because I feel like it's very important, right?
I think it's also very important that you do that in every way possible because it's like what I'm about to say is such a duh thing to say, right? Like duh, free speech. But I mean, you have to literally show it.
Yeah,
You can't be afraid, you know.
absolutely.
And
Right.
especially
And
in this time, like
yeah,
we'll get deeper into it, but we have to think that one of the reasons why he was taken off the map, so to speak, is to strike fear
absolutely.
in our speech.
Absolutely. Right. To really show, hey, this is what can possibly happen if these things are, continued to be talked about in the manner that, each and every individual person may be speaking about them, right? Um, yeah, if you guys haven't heard, popular political influencer, commentator, debater, whatever you want to call him, Charlie Kirk, was murdered yesterday while he was speaking at, was it a Utah Uvalde University? I think it was. And
Right.
he was murdered mid speech and shot in the throat. Charlie Kirk was 31. He was shot in front of his family and his two children. And it was a pretty brutal situation. There was video circulating the internet yesterday. Um, you want to kind of talk about that video, bro? Because there are multiple videos that have been kind of put out and have been being rotated at the moment. But can you speak to the one that you saw that kind of made you call me yesterday?
Yeah, I saw it from the angle of like his right, about as center as it possibly could be, but from
Hmm.
his right, and it the distance from the person with the phone camera, I'm assuming, and him, as far as the way it was shot, and as far as the way it was like zoomed in on, it didn't seem like it was that far. So it was like the graphic nature of it was intense, to say the least, right? You could
Yeah,
see every gory detail.
when you called me, you actually stated that you thought he was gonna pass away, and this was well before it was official, correct? Leon.
Oh, correct. When you see the shot, there's like almost zero, like it would have been a miracle, to be 100% honest. And from my opinion, um, being having a military background, it looked professional to me, and so that's what further made me go, yeah, this doesn't. I don't think this was intended to for him to walk away at all, obviously. And in my opinion, they hit him in an area that just kind of rang to imagery and symbolism to me. So that's what I gathered when I saw it. I was like, good Lord. The man was speaking about gun violence. He gets he gets fired upon in his throat, vocals, right? And he hasn't even finished the conversation. And that's how everything ended. So it felt like something from a movie or a TV show. It was too perfect, the scenario, too ironic, right? So yeah, I immediately was like, yo, let me call the homie.
Yeah, I had no idea what had happened, and I knew that when I heard your voice that it had to have been serious because I was trying to figure out whether or not he was still alive, and you told me flat out that you didn't think he was gonna make it, and I was like, okay, I obviously have to, kind of get
Yeah.
tapped in with whatever's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Once I saw that, I was like, yeah, nah, man. Like, if he makes it, miracle. Not wishing death
That's
upon
literally
anyone.
what you said. You said that it would have been a miracle, 100.
Yeah,
percent
yeah. Like the the splatter alone was intense, man. It looked like for lack of a better example, it looked like when you open up a bottle of liquid and you just accidentally spill the contents, like gush. And it's like it was just so intense. It was like something that was pressurized just got released and bang and gush. I was like, good Lord. And I'm not the type of person that's desensitized at all. So when I saw it, I was like, I almost dropped my phone. I was like, what? Because it was just so like, I can actually see this right now on the internet. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That this footage is actually out there to see. And it's interesting because in my opinion, I think that whoever did this, that was the intention,
We
was
actually
for the
spoke
world
about
to
that
see.
when we were talking about the Trump assassination attempt. It's the first time, right? And how that was a publicly and nationally televised event, and it seemed like it was done that way to instoke maximum fear.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's really no other reason to do that, because if you really wanted to take something off the board, right, a chess piece off the board, you would do it in a much more, inconspicuous way. But if you want to send a message, you do it in the ways that we're seeing.
No, I 100% agree. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in early and kind of rocking out. Shout out to you guys. While we're having this conversation, I'm obviously going to be playing some videos. What I don't want to do, and I even kind of let this is the one thing that I did tell Leon because I haven't told him much, but one of the things that I really want to make sure that I'm doing is I'm gonna play some videos from some reactions. Um, some of them are from politicians and people that are on the media, and some of them are from everyday people. Now, the everyday people, I don't necessarily want to try to highlight them personally at all. It's just I have to kind of set the table for you guys to be able to have a larger conversation about what is being said, right? I'm more so focused on what like the people that are in positions of power and how they're reacting versus some everyday folk that are just, especially influencers, because y'all. Well, this is a newer channel, so if you guys haven't known, I'm very much so not a fan of influencers for a lot of reasons, and partly in my opinion, I think a lot of them are paid off to kind of react is the way that they do. I've seen it. We've had hella evidence of these people being paid for their reactions, being paid per video. And so when that happens, I don't necessarily want to spend too much time focusing on them, but I do need to kind of set the table for us to be able to have a larger conversation. So is there anything that you wanted to add to that, Leon?
No, other than if not outright paid for, they're definitely incentivized in other ways. These influencers.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play a couple reactions. One, we got Donald Trump that has some statements on the situation, and then we'll go into some of the kind of media reactions. This video of the statements from the president should be the longest one that we're gonna watch tonight. So just kind of strap in and hear what he had to say.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Yo, man, anything you want to kind of touch on that Trump spoke about in his comments before I get started?
I do think that it's interesting that he highlighted a specific side. Now, I know some people will probably say that that's unwise or uncalled for or whatever. If I were in the position to give him any advice, even myself may have even advised him not to make it a sides conversation. However, I would also be completely honest with him and say, Mr. President, I am aware that if you are going to say it, it's true. It's something that we can't dodge, right? It does seem like a lot of this stuff comes from a particular side, aimed at a particular side. That being said, that's not to say that violence only comes from a certain side or is exclusive to a certain side. What
Absolutely
I'm saying
not.
is, right, what I'm saying is, if we're focusing on people of note, right? Politicians, executives, figures, political figures overall in general, they've been targeted. I mean, let's be honest. There's layers to this and there's levels to this. If everyday average citizens are being targeted, daily, globally, right? For whatever side they're on whatever conversation. The next level, the levels above that would be what? Larger figures of note, right?
Absolutely.
And who are the ones that are pretty much exclusively being targeted at the moment? Ones that are seemingly conservative,
Excuse me.
on the right, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So, again, if I were to advise him, I would have probably told him to choose his words a little wiser. But I'd also say to him, but you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought it was very interesting that he brought up that this is the kind of like the culmination of you or anybody just constantly demonizing and dehumanizing a person or a certain group of people. And I would be lying to you if I were to say that there has not been a significant shift in these past years towards labeling anybody that seems to have any type of conservative values or any type of conservative mindset, any type, they are being labeled as evil. I've seen this constantly. Yo, I live in California, bro. And we're gonna get into some of these videos, but with some of this stuff being said and being put on the internet, I don't want to hear that this isn't happening, because there has been a total dehumanization of anybody that seems to have conservative values nowadays, and there's also been a just once you dehumanize somebody, you can do anything to them and people won't care. Right? People will not care.
That's the point.
And
Dehumanize to
that is
demonize.
what you are seeing. Yeah, there has been a lot of dehumanizing going on, and America has totally been radicalized. But I'm gonna go into that a little bit later, right? But I've been in a war zone. I've been around this stuff. You cannot tell me that these people are not radicalized. You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that. Like, I've seen it. It's the same symptoms. It's the exact same thing, bro. Except, hey, I'm gonna get into that later. Right. There is something else that I wanted to get to, because I want to start getting to some of these reactions. But Charlie Kirk is also going to be posthumously awarded a medal, and I want to play that video for you guys now too. Oh, and let me say this too. What's so beautiful about this conversation is that I don't have to agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said. I don't agree with everything that anybody says. Leon and I have disagreements all the time, and we talk about this shit. Right?
Facts.
There's things that he's not moving off of. There's things that I'm not moving off of. It's just how it is. Right? Everybody is unique in that way. If you agree with 100% of what is going on from any side or any group, I would ask you to maybe rethink what you are doing. 100%. Let me go ahead and play this.
No, that's absolutely real.
Video, though.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd. Very, very big.
Yeah. I think that's dope. I think that, see, recently there's been a shift, I would say so, politically in this country. People are being a lot more open, right? I'm gonna show you guys something later that I think really played into why something like this happened, because I think that the younger generation is starting to shift in a way that has never happened before. It's never happened before that younger people are shifting over to be more conservative nowadays. But they were talking about it on CNN a couple weeks ago, right? Like, it's clear, everybody sees it. And I'm going to show this chart or these two pictures, and it's going to show you why I think that something like this happened. But is there anything that you want to touch on about him being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously before we start getting into some of these reactions?
Yeah. Excuse me. I think it's, I dig it and I understand it, because again, he wasn't perfect. Freedom of speech isn't about perfection. Freedom isn't about perfection.
Absolutely not.
You only get perfection if you create parameters and structures that, you or a committee agree upon, and the people that are within those parameters and structures agree and
yeah, like this would be a perfect
by force.
scenario, right?
Yeah.
like yo, a perfect scenario in that other thing that we do, Apex, right, would be like us getting what we asked for and all the things, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's perfection. But
Right.
once again, it is something that is talked about, discussed, and agreed upon, right?
Correct. And then there has to be some sort of with freedom there are compromises, and there's understanding of actions that may or may not occur. And what people are confusing with, I have to like and love everything the person says in order to, respect the thought process of freedom of speech, is bullshit, man. Again, you could take 10 people and put them in a room with parameters and guidelines, and no one's going to follow it unless you do it by gunpoint, by force, by threat. That you're going to just always do exactly what you want. That's the that's the 1984 utopia, the Orwellian mindset, and that's not what freedom of speech is. So I'm cool with that. I like it. I like that, what it symbolically means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna get into some of these reactions now, because I think that these are very telling. There seems to be a overall tone of like, he brought this upon himself, right? And yeah, I just want to talk about it. First up, we got JB Pritzker. Let's see what he had to say.
My sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence, because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence.
Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot. JB was the one who blamed Trump in January 6th, right? Bro, we're like 3 assassinations down the line, bro. And you guys are still bringing up January 6th. This shit is crazy. Like, what's so wild is that the rhetoric has been, it's so crazy. I literally have put on screen people on mainstream news networks saying we have to put a bullet in Trump. Right? I've never seen people react the way that people like JB react when something befalls the community or a big tragedy happens. I've never seen anybody going out in mass trying to connect. So like, what the hell is January 6th? Which was also fake as hell, by the way, which I did a stream on my other channel, which I should actually bring those streams over here. I should probably do that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I just want to jump in real quick.
Streams over here. Go ahead, Apex.
I'll be brief with this. I just wanted to point out how dumb that sounds. Like, there were 3 major riots that occurred during 2020. That was before January 6th. That were very politically charged and very socio-politically charged. That had zero to do with January. So what the hell is he talking about? And they were all led by very, very, very staunch liberal leadership.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's he talking about?
It's like, I don't understand, bro. And honestly, if you think about it, all of the riots and stuff, you know, it preceded Trump, yo. I'm
That's
gonna
what I'm
just
talking
leave
about.
it at that.
Yeah.
It preceded Trump. All these bruh, the Mike Brown situation, right?
Oh yeah, all the
Trayvon Martin,
yep.
Tamir Rice, all of these things that led to unrest in the country and people acting out in certain ways, right? It preceded Donald Trump. He was not in office, bro. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because what I was talking about was during, but it's actually important to note that this, in other words, man, the forcibly trying to connect it to something like a specific date, like January 6th, like, bro, besides the fact that that was debunked already, that was a freaking hoax that you can't use anymore. You can't use that anymore.
Yeah, like yo,
You've
bro,
debunked that already.
they act like we haven't been getting these documents proving that this stuff was fake, yo. They just act as if this shit didn't happen. They just keep talking. Bro, it's like, yo, it's like they lose a game and they act like we don't know and didn't watch it happen. Right? And they just keep telling everybody, yeah, but you know, we're winning. And it's like, what are you talking about? No, you're not. You lost.
Facts,
We
bro.
watched it, bro. Do you know how crazy I would sound if I was coming out here trying to say that the Miami Heat beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals and just act like that never happened? It's crazy. I know that that's an NBA reference. Everybody might not get it, but that would be crazy.
Yeah, what was that? 2016,
right?
if I'm not mistaken.
No,
2011. Yeah, that was 2011.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, but yeah, whether they I hope y'all get it. Like, in other words, if a team that you like lost and you run around here talking about how they won, you're a freaking nutcase. There have been documents that have been unsealed, and they're all over the internet. We've all talked about it. We all should know about it. And if you don't, go look it up.
They all got real quiet, bro. It's
Yeah.
like nobody says anything, and then you just pop up
And
later
this goofball says
and
this.
act like we didn't hear what the hell's been going on.
That was crazy as hell of him to say that, to link anything.
Right? Oh no, bro. Nah, man. It gets worse, man. Cause look, y'all know when I start pulling videos, bro, it gets crazy. Right? But look, you know, here was one of the first reactions from MSNBC that went viral.
Because as we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
I must admit, I'm at a loss to guess as to what happens next. But Kirk.
Oh yeah, he's gonna use this for something. You know, kind of like how you're using a man's death for
ratings,
for political reasons.
Yeah, and right? Political reasons and ratings.
100%.
Yeah, to encourage a certain side of the conversation. Kind of like the idiot before them used January 6th.
A man was shot in front of his family.
Crazy.
And they're talking about it being used for political reasons. Right? But that wasn't it. Matthew Dowd, who I believe has been fired now at this moment. Let's see what he had to say.
But following up what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful action.
So he deserved it, Apex.
It's man, it's like
He deserved it because his words were too much.
it's like we live in a world where they're either very pussy or they're so brainwashed that they just want everybody to just be compliant and nice and sweet. And here's the thing, it's only for a certain side of the conversation. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
the people that they cheer for aren't nice.
Absolutely.
They don't say kind words. You had an entire compilation of people that were calling for the death of the now current president.
Oh my God, bro, it was insane. I had an entire compilation, video after video. Hey, somebody got to do something. Somebody got to do something. I mean, he got to take him, he's Hitler. He's this, he's that. He's a fascist. He's this, he's that. And it's like, bro, do you know? Like, yo, and I've been so disappointed, in seeing people's actions while this guy has been president, and like the way that they try to belittle and talk about people that voted for him, bro, as if we're brainwashed or stupid or don't know what we're doing or aren't really smart enough to dissect for ourselves what's going on and to formulate our own opinions, right? And it's been that way this whole time since he's been in office, right? And now we're getting to the crux of it, that this is his fault because of free speech. He said things that people didn't like. So when you say things people didn't like, sometimes you end up with a bullet in your neck in front of your family. Right?
Which is crazy because, again, compilations are out there of people saying some wild, crazy shit, threatening things. And
we had the former head of the FBI, Apex, talking about 8647 on social media. What are we talking about?
Crazy.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's the irony, the hypocrisy. Say hateful things. Like, what, bro?
Crazy, bro.
That's all you guys used to push out.
Crazy.
Until recently. As far as it being like consistently every day, all day, trying to demonize the guy who's currently in office. Like, what? Listen, and I'm trying to be through the middle here. Like, I'm not saying who you should or shouldn't have voted for. But what I'm saying is, because this is about free speech.
Yeah.
If you're sitting here saying, say bad things may happen, why the fuck do you people keep saying, have you been saying bad things?
Exactly.
Daily.
Exactly.
This is crazy. Like crazy, wild shit. We're not talking a debate in front of people where you have a conversation in good faith, even if the topic is radioactive and what you are saying is wild. Like my ideals are wild, but I still want to have a good conversation. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, you're literally just saying threats. That's the shit I'm talking about. You're just saying threats. But fast forward to today, and it's say bad things and bad things may happen. That's insane.
That is insane.
Wow.
And yeah, he's been fired since. There's been a few people getting fired. They had a writer from DC Comics that got fired.
Well, Sky, wait a second. He said a bad thing and a bad thing happened. There you go. He got fired. All right.
Right? There you go.
There you go.
Right? And it is crazy, yo. I have seen and here's the thing, for let's just talk about comparisons or parallels, right? I would say an equal to how you guys or how some of you may feel about Charlie Kirk on the left. I feel that way about Kamala Harris. I feel that way about Gavin Newsom. I feel that way about a lot of these people. But guess what? If there was video of one of those people being assassinated in front of their family on television or on social media and it's getting passed around, one of the last things that you would hear me say is that, yo, hey, say, because I feel like they've actually done a lot of bad stuff, right? I mean, they've had way more of an impact on people's lives and well-being than Charlie Kirk has. That's just a fact, right? They've literally affected people's lives, dog.
Literally.
I would never celebrate, advocate, or for anything that happening to any of these people. I've made this comparison before because once again, I saw some more people celebrating that fucking Luigi dude shooting that guy. And I always wanted to say, like, yo, if that was a woman being shot like that, would you guys still feel that way? Let's say it was the same action, same thing, right? All these, like, yo, what the hell has happened to the humanity, bro? And I want to hold on to that thought, but go ahead and talk on it because that's gonna be a theme, bro. The humanity aspect. There seems to be a very, very much like void for the human aspect in all of these discussions, bro.
You're absolutely right. I think one of the most surface level responses that I'll give to it, as far as my surface level observation of behaviors in terms of social media activity, it seems like people are just doing this shit because they think it's cool. This is very basic shit I'm about to say. They think it's cool. They think it's sexy. They think it's cute. They think it's funny. And they think they like the shock value of it. And they want to sound like if I say fuck this person or that person, after horrible event happens, then I'm radical, right? I'm in a few group chats and certain entertainment group chats, and I literally asked these people in voice notes, and I was just like, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah,
where's the humanity? Where's the moment to give you pause? If we swapped him out with you, would you want people being this way towards you
because of some things that you said that people didn't like? That's insane to me.
It's like that clip that you play on your other channel, man, because you don't like the way I talk. Like, real talk, like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you gotta mourn the guy's loss.
Oh,
I'm not
100%.
saying you gotta like him. I'm not saying you gotta go visit his freaking gravestone. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, like, where's the moment to give you pause? And I'll say this before we get to the next thing, too, just to wrap this part of what I'm saying up, is that I was actually watching this guy is a psychologist from he's got a new YouTube channel. Anyway, he said something, he gave a great analogy, and it was just a bite off of him. He said, basically, he used the analogy of the old black and white photos from when African Americans, black people, were hung on trees. Our people, right? Our old ancestry, right? Hung on trees, and he saw citizens, normal citizens, everyday citizens, looking at the people being hung up in trees, laughing and having a good old time and smiling and just chilling, and some were just kind of just observing. And he made note to say that, like, none of them really were, like, taken aback. It was just kind of like an everyday thing for them. And he said, no matter what he thinks of Charlie Kirk or people like him, he'll never be like those people in the pictures. Don't be those people in the pictures gawking at people and laughing at people who are hanging up on a tree. Think about that. And this is a black man who said this, by the way.
Yep. Damn.
And again, he's not a fan of Charlie Kirk. And that's the thing that people have to understand. We have to separate our emotions and stop trying to deify everybody in order to respect what they're saying or respect their walk of life or their right to live. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't have to agree with you for you to not be deserving of being shot in the neck in front of your family and in front of the world to see on social media. 100%. What's going on, homie? Right? But
What up, homie?
you know what? Yeah, I can just do that. I'm put y'all comments up on screen. But yo, that's cold, man. I can't even get no better than that. Let's go ahead and start getting into some of these reactions, man, because I do need to kind of, set the table, right?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
You know, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who I'm like, yeah, he's an you know? I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think he's politically so correct, you know?
We're going to step away from this because you're just trying to... Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know,
anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has disputed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid like this. But they're going to flip it and see, oh, he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved it. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate. And they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like, you just degrade people because of your political opinions, but I don't know. I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
Yo, some of those reactions are crazy, bro.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? And Necron says, I don't like that guy at all, but all this killing people because he offends you is so un-American and revolting. But I'm still not ruling out false flag. Never trust official narrative. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. What my little 2 cents is on the situation. But yeah, I just want to kind of stick to the reactions of people and like this. Hey, somebody even had to do it. Apex, you heard that, right? Somebody even had to do it, bro. And once again, this lack of humanity, bro.
It's, man, there's so much to say. Here's one of the thoughts that keeps rattling around in my mind is that, like, these people really need the internet.
Yeah.
You could tell. It's like without it, they feel like they're dying.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Like, I don't know a whole lot about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Because I don't spend my every waking moment online. I have better things to do with my life, you know? And I won't spend too much time on this, but I was having a conversation with a colleague, and she was just like, she was asking me these questions about different things, and I was just like, have no idea. Nope, have no idea. And it was all these like, different things that are going on. Like if you watch TV a lot or if you're on the internet. And then she said, did you hear about Charlie Kirk? And I said, well, yeah, of course. Like, you can spend 2 seconds online and see that, right?
No. Oh yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I know, but like, you never know about anything. Like, you're like never online. This is what people know of me in real life. You don't watch TV. She's like, you don't watch TV at all, huh? No, I don't watch TV like that. I'm not online like that. I have my sources of information, how I get information, and I have my go-to places. I'm not trying to act like I'm some perfect human being or anything, no. But I am disciplined in certain areas. If you followed me around on a daily, I'd probably look like, oh yeah, hey, that's what's up. That's the homie Lux. But just please believe, I don't listen to the same music as y'all. I don't watch the same shit as y'all. I don't hang out with people like y'all. That's just how I'm wired. And that's how I'm trained. And I would offer, if I could talk to these kids, I would offer that to them. Like, there are alternatives in life that you can live. And I'm not even saying you got to be a right-wing conservative or anything, but I'm saying like you can unplug a bit and be in touch with reality, because I think you would gain more humanity that way. To just outright say, it's one thing to say I have no feelings about it. I actually appreciate that guy's opinion or his thought. The one guy who was seeming like, what are you doing? His voice was annoying.
Yeah.
But I appreciate him saying I have no feelings about it.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I even appreciate the one guy who sarcastically at the end said, I love the left, or I love the right, I love the right. Before he said that though, he said, hey, I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
But he seemingly was on some like, I don't like to do whatever. But he said, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I appreciate that opinion as well.
Absolutely.
Right. But like the outright vitriol because someone said things that you thought were bad, you think he's a misogynist.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this wasn't, I mean, watch this, bro.
My coworker was all in a tizzy because she gonna tell me that Charlie Kirk got shot, and I said good. So we get into this whole conversation about it, and she goes, well, you can't hate people for their political views. And I'm like, yes, I can. Like, that's specifically why I hate people sometimes. You can't hate me for my views because my views don't infringe upon your rights. You don't hate me for what I believe in because it doesn't interfere with your life. Some of these views are dangerous. And I'm glad he got shot. Hopefully he dies. I don't care.
That lady's a nurse. You think if Charlie Kirk came into the hospital that she was working in, and she would do everything to try to save his life? Or how about me? If I got shot with my Trump shirt on? Right? You think I'd feel comfortable? Because, hey, our political views are dangerous. They're dangerous. And we can be hated for ours, but she can't be hated for hers. There you have it. Like, that's this whole situation in a nutshell. That is this entire situation in a nutshell. I can hate you for what you believe, right? And it's just believe, right? Because you can't out-argue somebody, they deserve to be shot in the neck in front of their family, their wife and 2 children. and for the world to see it and to comment on it, and for you to be able to say what you just said.
Well, it's because the liberal left and media have done a fantastic job of demonizing one side of the conversation.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm gonna
much,
play a video on that pretty soon. So yeah, but go ahead and cook.
they've done it so much so that they have it on every angle, and it's so fucking brilliant, man. If they can't get you on the conversation, they'll just straight up get you on your gender. So if you're a dude, like, you're cooked. And then if you're Caucasian, you're doubly cooked. Oh, and then if you're old, then you're triply cooked. Like, if they can't get you on what you're saying alone, it's because what you're saying is being emitted from the mouth of an older male who's a white guy. You know what I'm saying? So they've done it. It's a masterful job they've done. Now, I'm not trying to say that there isn't a flip side of the coin where Black gentlemen such as ourselves haven't been demonized. It's very true.
Absolutely.
And even Charlie Kirk himself has said some shit that is racially charged.
Absolutely.
Against Black people. But it's still done in a way where I would have just loved to have a conversation.
Bro. Because once again, it's about the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the ideas clashing.
Mm-hmm. And you can't get frustrated because one side of the conversation, this is just for example's sake or an analogy's sake, one side of the conversation may have a little more knowledge than you on the topic. Can't get frustrated with that.
Yeah.
You could just simply say, look, you're obviously well prepared on this topic. Let me come back to you with some shit.
Go prepare. Hey,
my
y'all seen
anecdotal
Lion King.
experience.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Right. So
it's my favorite song from that movie, by the way.
I instantly knew what you were talking about when you said that. But like, I would just simply say I've been in debates where I don't know exactly the data and everything like that, but I fashion myself as someone that is probably a little more prepared than most when it comes to just life in terms of how to approach it and how to view it. So even if it's a topic I don't know for sure as far as data, I'm pretty sure I can give you some semblance of an educated guess on certain things. So I would have loved to have had a debate with a Charlie Kirk, and it wouldn't be like I'm trying to whoop your ass, and I'm trying to let you know that what you're saying is wrong because you're in front of an intelligent Black man.
Hey.
Like that's my goal, right? I'm not trying to sit in the car and say death be upon you because I don't like
what you're saying,
your words. Like what?
Crazy.
What weak shit is that? And that's another thing that they've done. They've effectively made certain corners of our country, certain demographics, colors, race, culture, weak by infantilizing. It's ridiculous,
right? Oh yeah.
And too many of those types have embraced being an infant.
Look, let's hear some more though, man.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Dang it. Ah, shucks. Thoughts and prayers.
Why do they all have nose rings? I'm just saying. Is it like I have no fucking morals? I'll get rid of a kid because I'm irresponsible.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
overweight and have no money in my bank account. Is that like the
Right.
call sign for all that?
Yep. This goes into this whole influencer section that I was speaking about earlier, and why I specifically was trying to say that, you know, these types, I don't even want to really go at them personally, because I think it's a symptom of a larger issue that I'm going to get into later. But Leon, that reaction is hilarious, bro.
I'm just saying. I just
all right.
Saw a pattern. I had to go with it.
Crazy, bro. All right. But hey, it's a little bit more, and then we'll kind of play this other video, but let's check this one out too.
Fox News Channel for continuing coverage of the assassination
What you fucking deserve. I just saw the fucking video. Looks like he got shot in the neck or chest. I mean, I'm not saying I wish death upon someone, but that's what I'm fucking saying for this motherfucker. Piece of fucking shit. I hope he's dead. Is that gonna get me arrested? I hope he's not dead. I don't know. Pray for Charlie Kirk. I don't know. And he's a huge advocate for gun rights. If that is an irony, I don't know what is. Today's a good day. Today's a good day.
One is now completely cleared, and another person.
Bro, I was just looking at the nose ring, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, bro. It's like a damn bat signal.
Damn it, Leon.
It's like a damn bat signal. Like, yo, bro, like
that was actually pretty disgusting, though.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because like you could tell they have such main character energy. Like all of them, you could tell when they snap that camera on, all of a sudden they think they're a star. It's like, yo, what is wrong with y'all, man? And that's why they're plugged in. It goes back to what I was saying before. They're plugged in because if they unplug, that star power goes away. And they become the nobodies that they are. These people aren't going to go and do anything of significance in life. And I'm not even saying that's bad or good. Like, not everybody's going to be somebody in life. Nope. Sometimes you're just going to be, you're going to be your dash.
You're going to be you.
Yeah. The dash in between the year you're here and the year you're gone is just going to be there. It is what it is. And this internet shit has people gassed, yo.
Yeah.
Like they all have these personalities. If any one of us were to bump into these people in real life and have a conversation, they'd be little specks, little insignificant specks. That's what their personalities would be. And again, I'm not saying that's bad or good. And I'm not downplaying them. What I'm saying is these people feel emboldened because of it's almost like a baptism when they plug into the internet. They just become different people. I'm assuming. This is me just assuming here.
Like on some Ready Player One shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
For sure, bro. For sure. Look, I want to play this video because this one girl took a video from inside her college classroom while this was going on, and she actually had a little bit of something to say. So let's actually check this out.
Why are we cheering for someone getting shot? Like, no matter what political beliefs are, we should not be cheering that someone got shot. He has a family. We do. I value everyone's beliefs, but we should not be cheering as a class that someone got shot. He has a family. He has a family. He has a family. Yes, and who shot them? A transgender person.
Oh, so that's what it is.
Yes. It doesn't matter. You should not be cheering that someone got shot. What do you mean?
You just pointed out the fact that they were transgender. What about straight white?
Yes. You should not be cheering that someone got shot.
Damn, she cooked their ass.
Crazy.
And she called them out.
And you want to know what she also said? That the professor asked her to leave the class.
Hey, who is she? Because I'm trying to put mommy on.
Hey, I'll
figure out her info.
Yeah, I'll figure it out after.
I'm trying to put mommy on straight up. She sound like a wifey. The fuck out of here. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to her. And you know what she also did? She waved the red flag at these motherfuckers because she said transgender and they freaking went nuts. So what's important about this conversation for them is labels, and not the fucking actions.
She literally said, that it's a straight white man. Like, what the fuck?
Which is not even, that's so besides the point, because she's pointing out the fact that a trans person was the one who gunned down the kids. That's what she's saying. The fuck is she talking about? So her saying something about a straight white man, what?
Crazy.
It might have been a straight white man who shot Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
In Utah, for God's sakes.
I think that, the radicalization, bro, has been taking place. And it's not even because, look, I'm going to get into who I think is behind this later, right? But just the way that the people, like the everyday people, are looking at these situations is crazy, right? And it goes back to things like when we were, or when I say we, I don't mean me, but when people were celebrating when Trump got banned off of social media. And I said it back then. I was like, yo, nobody thinks that's weird that the president can get banned off social media, and all you guys are cheering. And then you saw what happened later. There was an extreme crackdown on free speech, right? And like, we are, and once again, that situation became because people were looking at this person like he was not a human being.
Bro, they were trying to turn this bitch into Canada. You know that
right?
Is it Canada that's the country where if you say some wild shit, you can literally go to the police and say they said some wild shit and they might arrest you?
We know it's been happening in the UK.
Right. I'll just say the UK then, because I know I saw a video of this this chick, and I think she was Indian, was what was being said, and she was yelling at some white guy. And it was happening in, I think it was the UK. I think when you said that, you made me think of this. But anyway, long story short, they were both going back and forth, and she was getting mad about something he said, but I guess it didn't break any political laws or whatever. And so she said whatever back to him, and whatever she said broke some sort of a law, I guess. And so he went over to the cop and said something. She was like, no. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, hold on, bro.
Mama Bear said, hold up. That's not Canada. Yeah, I think it's like, I think it was the UK or something, bro.
Hey, let's not go too fast there, Mama Bear. It could be, though, because I've definitely heard about the fact that if you say certain things in Canada about certain groups of people verbally, that they do have laws against that they have already passed. So it may not have been in Canada. That particular example.
She's like, don't be trying to.
It could happen in Canada.
Oh, Canada. No, just joking. The same happens that also happened in Australia, right? Yeah, man. Right.
Yeah, that too.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Look, this whole radicalization part, bro. I'm positive, bro. I'm positive that this is going on, dog. Like, I've seen it, bro. I saw it in the Middle East, and I'm seeing it happen to my country. It's wild, right? Like, and this human aspect, we had somebody, I forget this lady's name, but she was reacting to obviously what happened with Charlie Kirk, but she was bringing up something that got said on The View a while back after the Trump assassination attempt happened or something of that effect. But let's watch.
It was one of those bitches on The View. After President Trump went up on the RNC stage at the convention and he had the bandage on his ear, he had just gotten shot. Kai Trump, his granddaughter, stood up there and talked about her grandfather. And what The View said was, I didn't like it because it humanizes him.
And I know his grandchild was up on the thing and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about. Yeah. Talking about Trump.
These people don't want anyone to remember that we are human. And this is the end result of that. They don't want you to be humanized. They want you to be demonized. Because if you're demonized, what comes next is obvious. And what comes next is justified in their mind. That is why they are doing what they are doing. That is why you hear the rhetoric that you heard both before Charlie Kirk was killed. Did he deserve to die because he had a different opinion? Did those children deserve to grow up without a father because he had a different opinion? His beautiful wife has to navigate this alone because he had a different opinion? Is that what the left is reduced to? I hope Van Jones sees this picture of Charlie. I hope his words haunt him forever.
Wait a minute. Matter of fact, I had that Van Jones clip.
Good Lord.
But yeah, man, bro, is that not what's happening? Right? I mean, we're seeing it play out. We are seeing this play out in real time, bro. So yeah, man, I just
I know someone who recently, I'm not going to say what they said because it's pretty radical, but this was like, when I mean recent, I mean like a month or so ago. And she was like, I don't like what so-and-so is doing with such and such policy and da-da-da-da-da. And I hope he, you know what, and if he, you know what, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to call out of work and throw a freaking party. And if he blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, I can't have children with this woman. That's insane. Like, I don't want to see anyone who thinks that way. Are you nuts? I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah, you told me about that, and that was a pretty crazy situation, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did tell you about that too.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy situation, and I was sitting there thinking, "This, bro." We was having a conversation, and I was like, "Bro, ain't no way."
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Because you asked me what I would think if so, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, bro.
I was like, "Bro, if somebody said that to me,
and
we was talking in like any kind of capacity, it's a wrap, dog."
I haven't seen her in a while since then. Crazy. And I think maybe that's probably why in the back of my mind.
Ain't no way that I could hear that, bro, and like take a relationship with somebody seriously. I'm like, yo, no.
I was just gonna say I very rarely use rhetoric about like death towards people, like or especially by my own hands. I've definitely consistently gone as far as to say I'll whoop a motherfucker's ass, like you know, and be 1000% for real about that shit. But death, nah, bro. I'd rather whoop your ass and then be able to see you the next day so I can do it again. Like I'm not the type of person, like that's how bad I get. Not take you off the map because I don't like what you said. That's so weak to me.
Yeah. if anything, I'm trying to have that conversation with you intellectually, especially if it's somebody with from most of what I've seen, he took most arguments in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to agree with everything somebody says, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. He could really feel like that. And I could be like, yo, I very much so disagree. Just like I said earlier, bro, there are so many people that I disagree with politically, bro, that have had actual ramifications on people's lives, bro.
Yeah.
Bruh, because of some of these policies in California, dog, it's stores closing, bro. All these companies are leaving, bro. Fucking In-N-Out left California. If there is something that has been synonymous since
With
its
California.
inception with California, it has been In-N-Out, and In-N-Out is leaving. And when I saw people,
They said we're in, now we're out.
now we're out, right? Bro, when I saw people bashing In-N-Out for leaving, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, this is something else. This is not even like I don't think, once again, that we are as polarized as this whole thing seems, but at the same time, there has to be some honest conversations about how people are reacting to these things, because you guys' reactions allow these people to continue to do this, right? It goes almost unchallenged in a certain sense, right? Because if you guys don't see the other side as human beings,
right,
then these conversations can't take place.
I'll go further to say this too. I'll go further to say this. Let's say Charlie Kirk thought specifically black people were inhuman. I'm still not gonna wish death on him. Does that make me any better than him? I would cuss him out. I would say he's a fraud. I would say he's we need to have a serious conversation, get his ass on the channel. Let's pull up. I'll pull up to his event, grab a mic and debate him.
Yeah.
But I'm not wishing death on nobody because, and I'm not saying that's what he thinks. I don't know. I'm just using this as I'm giving an extreme example, right? I'm still not wishing death on anybody, and I'm not praising that someone dies. If anything, if I find out he's some radical fucking racist, I'll just be indifferent towards him and just move the fuck on. But my stance on freedom of speech will remain the motherfucking same. Oh, I'm just gonna say this one last thing too. You made a good point when you said that this stuff goes unchecked. If you are someone who is, far left, and you believe whatever you believe, whatever, and you got homies that are like this, and you don't call them out, you're just as bad as them.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You're just letting it go.
Doesn't make any sense, bro.
I don't let none of my homies just go off.
Yeah, right. Like, it's crazy. And once again, when you don't see the other side as human, right, a lot of these things can't even take place. A lot of these conversations can't even take place. And I think Charlie Kirk is even quoted as saying that you can tell a lot about someone by how they respond to someone's death. And I was like, damn, that's low key a great point. And yeah, bro, I'm not surprised, bro. But once again, man, what are your thoughts on like the whole aspect of just how different that a lot of these issues seem to be covered and talked about and discussed in this country, specifically recently?
My fault. Repeat that one more time.
I was like, how do you feel about the way that these things have kind of changed, like the way we're talking about these things have changed. The responses to these things have seemed to change, and just like in this country specifically. So you want to kind of touch on that?
Change in the way that we're seeing in these clips.
Absolutely.
I think it's insane, and the radicalization is there. Here's the thing, too, though. I don't necessarily think, because I think my underlying point that I'm kind of getting to, without even realizing, is that these people are kittens in reality. They're radicalized when they plug in to this matrix, and they get to spew their bullshit, and they get to be the little main characters. Like, bro, I'm not trying to sound like some faux intellectual jock, right? And shove the nerd in the locker, but come on, man. Like, we've seen these people in real life before, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. There isn't. You can be whoever you want to be and act however you want to act, and underachieve and overachieve, however you see fit. And you know, when I'm visiting the homie Sky, for example, and we're at the beach doing our thing, whatever, we see all types of people. I'm no judge of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually not even a fair place to talk about, because it's mostly incredibly hot people. But you get what I'm trying to say. In general, in life, I'm not judging anybody by how they look or whatever. I judge people by their actions. But I can judge it. I'm a pretty good judge of the book and the cover, right? I'm rarely wrong on that. And so what I'm trying to say is they're radicalized when they're plugged into the internet. And hopefully I'm right when I say I don't think these people are the type to pick up anything and do anything about it.
That's what I was going to get to.
You get what I'm saying?
In my thing about why I like who is behind all of this, bro. Because I think that there is a lot of division. And I think that that is something that I was going to immediately bring up, is that I don't think.
You get what I'm saying, right? Like,
no,
everybody
absolutely.
else does too. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that anybody that we've shown is about that life on this. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I don't think anybody,
No,
and that's
they're not,
why
bro.
I said that I didn't want to talk about these people and their things personally,
right?
Because I think it's a symptom of a larger issue.
Yeah,
because none of them,
it's the meme culture
are gonna do anything, and it's almost like, yeah, bro. I was gonna call it influencer culture, 100%. Where it's like everybody wants to go viral. Everybody
main
wants
character
to
syndrome.
say the most effed up thing and try to, you know what I'm saying, have their little moment, especially when they got a camera on them, right? But at the same time, I do think that there are more nefarious things going on, and I think that the conversations are also not being had in an honest way.
I'm gonna say this real quick before you get to that. I just want to point out the behaviors of people, right? Like, I'm going back going back in time. I'm not even gonna take that long, but let's think about this, people. Look how much personality all these people had, as far as like the delivery of their tone, the facial expressions. They all seem like they were written from like an Adam Sandler movie, or like Judd Apatow.
Actually, I'll be right back, yo.
They all just seem like characters, man. Like the one, the redhead who was like, "Oh, and thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk," and and I was like, this woman seems like a character that was written, and that's exactly what it is. You know, when Sky and myself are saying the radicalization of America, I think a lot of this stuff is mostly online, which, if I'm being honest, is great if it's just online and mostly online. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a problem and it's still disgusting. But I do think that it's mostly online, man. Because I just think back, like growing up, people weren't like this. There weren't this many people with this many like character personalities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Dude, I even saw it because I was watching this video that was actually pretty wholesome, right? It was like, yo, it wasn't nothing like them backyard football games, right? And it was a bunch of kids just playing backyard football, right? And it was actually pretty dope. But what I was noticing is it was like, even on like some of the plays, it's like the kids would do something and they would look to whoever was filming and they would like say whatever they say. And it was like the little bitty kids are yelling like, I'm him, right? And it was just funny. But even though we used to do that, there were no cameras to look to.
Thank
right?
you. And that's why we knew who had personalities.
Yeah, it changes.
It changes your mindset when you know it's
your
always
entire
there.
mindset when
It's like you
know
think
it's
you
there.
always got to be on.
100%.
I'm gonna say this real quick, like,
and it was a super wholesome video, but I did have that thought because I was like, yo, that is like our backyard football games, except like when I was having to like yell at somebody, I was having to like yell at them. You know what I'm saying? And I had
as the coach,
you know, huh?
You talking about like coaching wise?
No, being like on the field, like
oh,
just
you're talking when
playing.
you played football? Oh,
yes.
Literally, gotcha. I understand.
Bro,
I understand.
it was These kids were like, I'd say like what, like 6-7 years old, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Aww.
They were little bitty kids, and they were back. They was playing like football on the grass, bro. And it's like, you know, every time one of them would do something, they just be looking towards the camera, and I was like, man.
Now that's what it just is like, and I was just gonna say this real quick before I lose that thought, which is that we always used to be able to differentiate who was the guy with the personality and the chick with the personality. It could be a group of 10 people, and there's always going to be the one that has the personality. Everybody's got their own personalities, and people stand out in their own ways, but there's going to be the one that stands out among many, or the two.
Yeah,
and maybe the two compete. Now you look at the internet, and all these motherfuckers are those people. And it's like, that shit's fake. Where are all you people getting these personalities from? And then when I meet you people in real life, you're not like this at all. Or you're trying too hard. And then someone who is naturally this way, such as myself, and I'm not even trying to brag. You've met me. You've seen me. The last time we hung out, we were at the beach. You saw what happened. It was all natural. I didn't have to put on a show. I was doing me. And it just boom, boom, things were clicking. And you saw the echelon of these different things occurring where you don't have it, I do type of thing, right? You feel me? And it's like, that's what it is. But now the internet's got everybody twisted. Like, I'm that guy, and I'm her, and she's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you're not. And it's fine. Not everybody has to be. But that's the thing. I'm not trying to get off into the weeds and like on some, patting myself. No. I'm just trying to say, anecdotally, y'all need to unplug from the Matrix. The shit has gotten, it's just disgusting now.
It's gone too far, bro.
Yeah.
It's just the lack of humanity, right? But here's the thing, right? Because I think that, you know, there's a reason why Charlie Kirk was taken out, in my belief, right? I think that there has been a larger shift amongst younger people, especially younger men in Gen Z, and they've become incredibly more conservative recently. And a lot of the reasons for that, in my belief, is because people are doing these college campus visits and are going to these college campuses and are having conversations and are challenging ideas that hadn't been challenged in recent times. And that is why this guy got shot. And I'm going to bring something up because I think that what I'm about to show you is going to pretty much prove my point, right? I think that people aren't as separated as we're led to believe, right? With even somewhere like California, right? Which is the home for a lot of this stuff, you know. And this is to a lot of my people that live in California, right? Like they act like there's nobody out here that is leaning more conservative or anything like that. They act as if these people do not exist. Leon, I'm gonna show you a video, or not a video, a picture of what the voting map of California looked like in 2020 versus 2024. And you tell me if this might have been an issue that has been leading to more things, you know, not only just this situation, because I don't think that it's fucking Gavin Newsom, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. But this type of like wave happening is definitely fucking connected to not only what just happened, but also I think this whole trying to redraw the lines in California, but put it under the guise of we're trying to respond to what Texas is doing. Because in all of reality, this was already being discussed, and what is happening in Texas is a response to what California was originally doing. That is an absolute fact. And I'm going to show you guys what the voting map looked like in 2020 versus 2024. And you guys tell me if this might be problematic. Do you see that?
Good Lord. That's a red state.
Do you see that? That is exactly what happened. So for everybody out there that just swears up and down, you know, and for this part of the conversation, I'm talking to my California people, right? Because y'all been bugging on these timelines. Right? People are way more unified than you guys would think, man. Even in somewhere like California. So when you have this sweeping kind of like wave of people going more conservative right now, you do shit like go try to redraw the lines and do it under the guise of what the fuck is happening with Texas and say, oh my God, we're doing it because we're responding. Right? No, this is why you're doing it. Because you're about to lose the fucking state.
And you know what's funny is like they didn't lose any red, they just gained. That's crazy. I know that's like a duh, right? But it's just interesting to point out like there was no loss, there was only gain.
Yeah, bro. And so with that being said, it's like, hey, and a lot of this is because younger people are going more and more conservative, and it is what it is. But my point is, we have to be able to have conversations, bro. Right? And I have a little bit more evidence that I think that this whole division thing is being pushed, right? And it's just a bunch of victims of this kind of stuff that's being propaganda being spread online. But I don't think that they're going to be, for the most part, you know. But watch this though.
All right, we're here in downtown Seattle at Westlake Park. Easily more than 300 people for Charlie Kirk's vigil. People from all sides of the political spectrum, just common sense Seattleites and Americans out here. You see also a lot of Israeli flags to remember and honor Charlie's support for Israel. But a concert's about to get underway. A memorial service, prayer vigil for Charlie Kirk, easily Again, hundreds of people here this evening for Charlie Kirk, and just a lot of emotions. Got supporters of Charlie everywhere right now. Pretty much all of Seattle media here as well. Pretty unprecedented, actually. But Charlie was more than just a influencer online. He was a global personality, and I think that's why there's a crush of people here. So we'll see how this evening goes. Again, we're here at Westlake Park in downtown Seattle, a vigil for Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA, who was brutally assassinated today at a student event in Utah.
Yeah, man.
Lots of demographics up in there.
A whole lot, bro. A whole lot of different kinds of people, all ages, races, you know, just there showing support, man. We shouldn't be celebrating murder, bro. Like, it's wild.
You know, I have to say this too, that people, and I'll just boil it down to this country, because this is what we're talking about, our country. There has always been this, I don't even know what to call it, but it's just always been in our society where people kind of cling to personalities and charisma and looks, right? It happened with Ted Bundy. You know, this guy, how many people did he murder? And there's footage of women literally live on television talking about how hot he is and how they probably would have been a victim and how they would want him to bite him, all this other, you know. So keep in mind, just as a side note in your head, that the reason why some people are liked and disliked is because of how much appeal that one can have or don't, either has or doesn't have, in terms of charisma and looks. And that's sad. It's not even necessarily about the actions of the people or the notable subjects, right? It's not even necessarily their actions. It's, are they attractive? You know, are they charismatic? So I just wanted to keep that thought in you guys, like plant that thought in your guys' head when you're looking at this stuff, right? You know, and how certain people of note have been demonized on many a level, on a charismatic level, sexual level, sex appeal, all that, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Ted Bundy was a guy who literally he was damn near about to be convicted while he's on trial. There's women on camera saying how they would like to do things with the man, and these weren't weirdo looking women. These are attractive young women of that time period.
That's actually a great, but that's actually a great parallel too, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But look, man, this is crazy, bro. I just don't want people to get too caught up in these conversations to where we can't remember the humanity in somebody. Because once that happens, it's a very, very dangerous situation. You know, anything is up for grabs, right? And this coming from like a black guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens,
right?
When you look at people as less than human, there's only one thing that's going to be able to follow. And if we can look at somebody as less than human for their political views, That's wild.
Right. And people, and that's crazy. The bunny was even, even on the dating show. Yeah, that's crazy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I mean, and they love to wheel out Martin Luther King, right, as an example, right? But then like they don't follow his example at all. Y'all think Martin Luther King would have been out here
like,
celebrating,
right? Come on, bro.
Or calling for the assassination of? And I'm not even using Martin because he got assassinated. I'm not. That's just
straight up
just the painful
message.
irony.
No, straight up the message, right? His message.
Yeah.
This ain't even, you know what I mean?
But you notice, I don't think these people, these radicalized people in general, whether they're left or whatever, they're not even using too often our guys anymore.
Nope.
Because when you get down to it, they're too nice, or they make too much sense. They've never liked using Malcolm because Malcolm was about pulling us away from certain people to gain power and control of our own, and then acclimating ourselves with those people in a way. When he went to Islam and discovered that, wow, there's people that don't look like me at all who are here, and we're all chilling, right? And then Martin, Necron said they demonized him and pressed back in the day. Hell, they're doing it. They did it recently. By trying to talk about his they did it in like small markets like YouTube and different channels that went viral, talking about how he may have cheated on his wife. And it's like, so the fuck what? Does that take away from his message at all? And that's the thing. I'm glad we're talking about that. I'm glad somehow we got into this part of the conversation, because this is what this is all about. I'm not comparing Charlie Kirk to freaking Martin Luther King. I'm just saying that these figures use freedom of speech to get messages across, right? And then what you do to combat them is you talk your shit back. You know what I'm saying? And if you like either of them, just know that they're not perfect. They're not perfect.
Man.
These people probably had mistresses. They probably had side chicks. Their wives probably knew about it or didn't. All these things are irrelevant. Do people think that the people that they like, it's like you think they're deities? I've said this earlier. They're not gods, and they're not
just people, man.
I hope these people don't think you or I are perfect.
No.
Like we're gonna be some perfect role models of whatever we're leading, right? I damn sure aren't. I don't want to be. Don't look to me to be some shining example. I could be the greatest of me that I can be in my own life, around my own people.
Mm-hmm.
Even I fail them, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yep. I fail all the time, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
And I'm going to continue to use my freedoms and my
Yep.
Yo,
that's what I was about to get to, or I was gonna wait to get to, is that I hope that, just God forbid something happened to me, dog, and they be like, man, that motherfucker ain't like such and such, and he used to say such and such about, and he did do what he did that one time when he pulled up, right? Which is so crazy, because somebody, when that situation came about, which I'm not going to speak on, they said the same thing about me.
Yep.
Remember, they said, yo, something going to happen and it's going to be his own fault.
Yep.
Just because, and it's like, bro, this is how these people talk. So look, that when this happened, I was like, oh no, ain't no way. No way I'm not going to talk about this shit.
Right. Yeah, man. Man, I've been in situations in the past. We've talked about it, man. All the world traveling and all that. Been in situations where if not for actual true justice, who knows, right? But hearsay is a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, not to stray too far away from the main point. It's freedom of speech, man. It's freedom of speech. If you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm saying, me, Apex Lux, debate me, DM me, shoot me a link. I ain't gonna say the rest, but yeah, give me a link. You shoot these figures a link. You don't shoot at them. Shoot them a link.
Yeah, it's like, but here's the thing. It's almost as if like they know or look, I don't even want to say that they know because I don't want to be too presumptuous, Apex. But to me, it seems as if, or it appears to be, that they feel like they can't win in an intellectual debate. Because if 100. Not, why else say these things?
Fact.
See, look, it's almost like when these same conversations are had, right? About that just kind of, I was like, what the hell?
What?
No, it was like a noise in the background or something. No.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I grabbed my remote and across my desk,
and it just threw me off. Wait, what was I saying?
Oh my
Hold
on.
Can't even rewind. Right. But nah, anyway, because I don't remember. Hold on. Oh, about when these conversations are had about certain things, like when it comes to a lot of these shootings.
Yeah, that's where you were at. I was actually rewinding to look.
Yeah. These good idea, bro. These shootings that be going on, and it's like, well, when I was younger, I mean, they obviously were still happening. It wasn't to this amount, right? But you know, we weren't scared to like lose a fight, though. You know what I mean? And I think that when you have, you know, the fear of having that happen, right? You know, it'll lead you to do things that are, you know, irregular. And the same thing seems to be like, it's like, yo, why is it that we can't debate? Right. And yeah, it's wild. Oh, wait, who was speculating did somebody do that?
No, I think she's saying that her concern is that like speculation in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think
yeah. I mean, they put the video or like they did put pictures out. The FBI did. So I mean, you know, if whatever's going on in terms of like, you know, what the authorities are going to be releasing, then it's like, hey, you know, but yeah, people just kind of throwing I mean, hey, but people are gonna talk, man. Like
freedom of speech.
You know, it's like the fucking Zapruder film with fucking the JFK situation. You know what I'm saying? You think people weren't talking? It was like, yo, what the hell? You know, it's all type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not too tripping about like speculation. I get the concern, but I'm not tripping too hard about that because I don't think people are gonna be.
As long as you're not trying to say you know who did it, you know what I'm saying, personally.
Right.
Without no evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because we already know the speculation. Like I'm already hearing chatter of them saying like it was probably somebody from the right. And it's like, what? Like, if anything, like
yo, there was also something, bruh, Matthew Dowd, part of his comments too, that he said before he even said that, if I'm not mistaken, he said, yeah, he thought it was somebody could have possibly discharged their gun in celebration. I think that came from him too, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
Oh wait,
but
like it was an accident.
somebody on MSNBC said, yeah, we don't know if it was somebody shooting their gun in celebration. And I was like,
What?
are you really insinuating that people at these school events be shooting their guns in celebration? Bro, it's crazy, man. Crazy, bro.
Oh
You know?
Lord.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. He says there were some there was as usual strange anomaly. Always, bro. It's always some unusual stuff going on. Right? Apparently the distance wasn't that far, right? About 200 yards straight shot, you know. I'm not gonna totally rehash that conversation because once again, this was even more of a straight shot than the Trump thing was. 100%.
Yeah.
You know, it's a better angle, straight ahead. Yep. With all this stuff behind you that, and they said he clearly ducked off into the crowd, you know. But hey,
that was a pro hit, man, because to do that in between that crowd as well, that's a pro hit. And it could be pro as in someone who is a citizen who's just regularly practices, or someone from one of these 3-letter acronyms that I'm not gonna name. You know what I mean? But either way, and I'm not even saying it has to be in you get what I'm saying. But it's just that's a pro ass hit, bro.
Yeah.
That's pro as fuck. That's not just somebody who woke up one day and was just like, oh, I just don't like people or that guy in particular. That was a pro hit.
Yeah.
That was a pro hit. And it was, and whatever it was either what I'm interested in finding out is like who galvanized this individual. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And we gotta figure, like, let's say if we're going like, let's say false flag, are we ready for that part of the conversation yet or no?
I mean, yeah, we can get there.
If we're going false flag, like that's kind of obvious, like to stoke fires for whatever. But like,
yeah,
I'm not getting that from that so far.
I'm not getting that either, bro.
From, you know what I'm saying? Because like politically speaking, like I don't see the MAGA team doing that. I don't see, like, I haven't seen that. I've just seen a lot of sorrow, mournfulness, handing out of medals, celebration of life. And then like, I know it hasn't been, I know it just happened, but like what we're speaking of usually occurs like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it goes from 0 to 100 like that, because that's actually the perfect time to make it go from 0 to 100. You know what I mean? I don't predict that like next week Trump is gonna send out like tanks through the streets and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm not ruling out false flag, but I'm just gonna set that shit to the side for a second, because let's be honest, one of the most obvious situations could be that he was galvanized by someone who just didn't fucking like him. Like let's not like, why are we gonna go to the false flag thing first and just be on some like, yeah, let's do that, because I feel like that's such a disingenuous thing to dive into deeply first, when the obvious conversation should be motherfuckers didn't like him, they wanted him dead. Just like they wanted the guy in office dead. And there's plenty of fucking videos for that shit. So why are we going to do that? No, we're going to talk about the fact that somebody was galvanized. They're always galvanized by something or someone.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I could say for certainty that is shit's pro. The only thing that I don't know for certainty is whether this is someone
This
who's
was
like,
the
we got to
first
get
stop
him
of his,
off.
and this was the first stop of his tour too. What's going on, Super Bro?
What makes you say that?
Huh?
Oh, you're talking about Kirk. Got you.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the shooter. I was
No,
like,
no,
oh
no.
shit. I thought maybe you had some insight.
Oh, no. This was the first stop on Charlie Kirk's tour.
And that's perfect because he had put the dates out early. So everybody knew where he was going to be. That wasn't a secret. They knew where he was going to go. And yeah, man, like, yeah, I'm not stupid. Like,
yeah, man. And that's the thing, right? Because that goes partly to the dehumanizing part of what we were talking about. Because my thing is this: are we gonna keep, like, I think that the fact that they are dehumanized is why these false flag conversations can come up so quickly.
I was just, bro, I ain't trying to cut you off. I was just about to say that though, bro. Like, they're so dehumanized that's like the first thing that everybody wants to talk about. Like, what if this is a setup? Like, wait,
and it's bro. Like that's the
so these
perfect.
Niggas they're so Hitler that they're gonna kill themselves.
That's literally the perfect scenario to get these type of situations off in, bro. Where even if it does happen, you're going to be questioning, hey, was this the people that are like, look, is there an obvious stoking of the fires and this push towards, a civil war and all of these things? Absolutely. I'm not saying that part doesn't exist, but what I am saying is I think that we have to change the way that this situation is being framed, because there is a such thing as a uniparty. Like, those are the people that are above everything else, okay with a lot of the bigger shit that's going on, and it's on both sides. But what you've seen recently, in my opinion, has been pushback to all of these things that have been going on. And what's been happening? It's been assassination attempts, bro. Right? And I mean, it's like, and now it's happening at college campuses.
Did you touch on the question thing? My fault.
No, not yet. He said last question
I had a text, so I
received too. It's so weird. Do we know what the last question was that he got?
I do, and that is my point, that this was a pro hit.
What is the last question?
I don't believe in coincidences. They asked this dude about gun violence in America, and he was answering it. And he said, are we including, I can't quote him verbatim, but he said something like, are we including gang gun violence? And he got popped. Like, literally after he said that. This shit was planned and it was a pro hit. That's some shit you see in movies, bro. Like, get out of here. That's wild.
Yeah, man. This is right. And so with these things happening, do we just say that we don't take these things into account, Apex?
You have to take it all into account.
Are we just not supposed to? Yeah, I actually didn't even know that until just now.
It changes your perspective, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, because you can actually hear it in the video, or some of the video. The one that I saw, I was like, damn, bro. And I instantly was like, ain't no fucking way, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I wonder what happened to that video. Why didn't that one download? I actually saw a video of somebody after he got shot celebrating in the crowd while everybody else was ducked down.
Was it the dark haired dude standing up?
He had on a hat.
I think so.
And he was going like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. She saw it. Crazy.
That's insane. Here's my thing. I think you only do that if you're psychotic or you knew what was going to happen.
Yep, one of the two.
Because if you're psychotic, that means like you don't have any real concern for your own life. Because even if you hated him, when a gunshot occurs, everybody spreads like roaches, rats, ants.
It's still shooting going on.
Yeah,
100%. Everybody else is ducking down.
Yeah. I remember the last time I was even anywhere near something of that nature. It was insane. We're all like, it was like a big ass party inside of like this event, and it was dope, bro. Shorties was everywhere. It was fly, and then this guy was getting picked on by like this group of dudes, and I don't know if he knew them or what, but they went to like try to jump him or whatever, and he just pulled out, he pulled that thing out and just went to,
I got it on me.
I
got it on me.
He went to spraying, bro, and he was spraying nice too, because it wasn't like on some I'm trying to hurt everybody. He was like, nah, I'm trying to get each and every one of you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn. And so no one was cheering. No one stopped and was like, yay, or like,
even though he was getting jumped.
Yeah, everybody scattered.
They scattered, bro.
They scattered, and I remember this chick tripped and fell. This is how bad it was. This is how humanity works. This chick tripped and fell in front of me. People were literally running her over or to try to jump over her. There was like this brown table that was blocking one of the exits. Not enough to stop people from going, but just hinder people a bit. So they're jumping over the table. She's on the ground. I scooped her up. I picked her up, jumped over the table with her, and went out the door. She was crying. This chick had freaking sneaker prints on her. It was crazy. I'm looking for my homies. Like, where the hell is everybody at? I'm as calm as I can possibly be because, we're ex-military, bro. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm chilling, and I'm like looking around, and she's standing next to me. I was like, you all right? She's like, no. And I'm like, where you people? I don't know. So I'll just stick with me. So I'm walking with her, and we're like, because everybody's hauling ass and we're walking away from the building. I'm like, I'm not about to haul ass because I know this kid isn't trying to do anything like some terrorist shit. He's on some, I just wanted those guys. So I'm like, we good. So I'm walking, I see the homies, they're like, yo, bro. And I'm like, and they're all ex-military too. So like, yo, bro. I'm like, I knew y'all niggas crazy. They brought the car and everything. So chick was like, oh, anyway, long story short, you mirror that with the Charlie Kirk situation. If you see anybody in a crowd cheering, they're either absolutely fucking insane or they had something to do with it.
It's
People
one of the
don't
two,
stick around, bro.
And I will have I will have none of it, bro. It's one of the two. 100%.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, just before we start closing out, I want to get back to the humanity aspect of it, man, because we have to be able to, you know what I mean?
Mama Bear.
I was about to say, she said, yeah.
Leon, pick it up, chick, literally.
Yo, when it's like that, it's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to carry him out of situations too, yo. When it's like that, it's like that.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely right. When it's fight or flight, especially men of courage, men of valor. You know what I mean?
I'm the type, bro. I remember I was driving one day and a big ass spider just came down in front of me while I was driving.
Right.
I just killed it. I didn't panic. Had a chick in the car with me. She was like, oh my God. I was just like, whop. and I'm the one driving. Am I supposed to panic and go nuts?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, oh shit. I just put my head back a bit and I was like, bam, and wiped my hands off on my pants and just kept driving. I was mad because I had shit on my pants now. And she was like, what the fuck? I would have been tripping. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, if I'm doing what you're doing, we might get into a car accident.
Yeah, we might crash this motherfucking car.
I have to be who I am in order for us to survive. And I just thank God when things like that occur. I'm not wishing for things like that to occur. God forbid, I rebuke it. If they do, I'm prepared. I'm gonna pick you up. We're out of here.
Yeah,
we out. I'm not gonna stand there cheering because I'm not,
bruh,
and I'm not in on it,
bro. I remember I was at work, dog, the day that them protests was going crazy in 2020, and like they called, and bruh, it was they were coming down the street that I worked on, bro. It was any one of the craziest things. It's mothers running through there. The protesters are coming. The protesters are coming. Right? It just sounded like they were talking about the British, bro.
I was about to say that's what it sound like.
Right? 100%. No, that's exactly what it sounded like, bro. Right? The red capes are coming. Right? Right? But no, bro.
The red capes are coming.
So they literally said like, yo, all y'all can like, yo, just finish your work that you're doing right now and leave. They said as soon as you finish, leave, and you know all that, right? So it just so happens that I'm the only guy in the entire fucking location, right? And literally when they were saying this, I was finishing my work, right? So technically speaking, I'm supposed to bounce,
right?
And I'm sitting there, and everybody's just kind of looking at me, right? Just looking around like, yo, is this guy gonna bounce? But no, I literally sat there and I waited, and I made sure everybody got out of the building. And then I left.
Facts.
Right? Because that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't cheer when this type of shit is like fucking going on, especially when it's pandemonium.
Yeah.
You got people running around. The protesters are coming. Bro, it's crazy, bro.
You have those that are going to guide, that are going to save lives, and then there's going to be the panickers.
Yep.
If there's anybody in between, or outside, the outliers, the weirdos and shit. Yeah.
And if y'all don't believe me, I used to work on Santa Monica Boulevard, so y'all can look up them 2020 riots, and they was going down Santa Monica Boulevard, 100%, 100%. Like, so yeah, man. It's
what's funny? The incident I told you about, the shooting that happened in Dago, bro, San Diego. That's crazy. I just thought about that. I just remember I was like, nah, I wasn't here. That was because I had
all kind of parties.
It was in San Diego, bro.
I
forgot what building it was. That was a fly ass party too. But yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of glad that incident happened, because something like this is like when people are like, oh, what would people do? Not that it had to have happened for me to know, but like to see it.
Yeah, bro.
Like, da 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 da. Everybody's like, ah. And this chick, wow, she got slapped the fuck over. I was like, damn. I was like, ain't nobody gonna help this chick up. I'm like, that's crazy. Y'all know I got that number, right?
Oh yeah, of course, bro. Right? Nah, man, it's real talk, bro. But look, I want to get back to the humanization stuff, man, and I want to play these real quick, and then we gonna
Necron.
we're gonna come back.
I'm a gay conservative, and I just want to ask you, what do you have to say for people like me who kind of feel like, I guess, it's kind of hard for gay conservatives because there's not a lot of us. So, like, what do you have to say to other gay people who need to realize, like, they do have a choice?
Yeah, first of all, welcome to the conservative movement. I don't think you should introduce yourself just based on
your sexual
No,
attractions.
I agree. I like
because that's not who you are.
I like to be thought of as a person, and
for sure, you are a complete human being, and I'm sure you treat people well, and you're studying something. So I want to get away with this idea that you're gay anything. I just think that we have gone a long way in the negative direction in this country, where we act as if the most important part of your identity is what you do in the bedroom. It doesn't mean that much to me, but if you ask from a perspective as a Christian, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but politics is about addition and multiplication. I imagine you agree with a lot of what we talk about.
Absolutely.
Right? Strong borders, strong country, and for that, we welcome you into the conservative movement.
Thank you.
I thought that was like a dope way to disagree with somebody, bro, even with what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? But still even be able to have conversations, bro.
Facts. Homie
You know what I mean?
said, homie, and he looked at it from both perspectives, as on a political end and a religious end, and was able to answer eloquently on both ends. And again, y'all can disagree with both of those perspectives coming from that one man who's now not with us. You can disagree with it, but what you can't say is that he did it in a vitriolic way, or a way that was
deserving to get
or,
shot in the neck,
bro,
in front of his family, which I will keep saying, bro.
Facts.
That's crazy.
And saying it like that is necessary. Like, the next person in line could have been me, and I could have been just disagreeing with him just to do it.
Yeah.
But that's all it was gonna be. You feel me?
Yep.
Like,
That's
what
why
do you
I'm
do with
wearing
that?
this shirt, bro, and why I had that hat on earlier, dog. Bro, we don't have to agree.
Facts.
You know? Like, I don't think any less of anybody. Right? I ain't sitting here trying to like have these conversations and like belittle people or say whatever, right? But it's like, at the same time, you know, we have to be able to handle disagreements, bro. That's it. Right? And what got me is because, you know, when we're talking about why we do what we do, you know, we have a certain why, and I thought that this was dope because this was Charlie's why. So check this out.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do this.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put it on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
He said when people stop talking. That's crazy. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, bro. I want to kind of start wrapping up this conversation. What's your thoughts, bro, on like just the grand scheme of things, and how these conversations are being had, how people have been responding to it, and just what kind of, you know, you feel would be, because I like to be solution oriented, right? Like, I don't like when people just have a bunch of problems, you know, and no way to really solve it. So what do you think could be useful going forward in terms of thinking solution based as well?
I think solution based thought process would be, let's first think about the fact that this man had a bunch of death threats throughout his entire career and what he was doing. So we had to keep that in mind, right? Like, when we're thinking about how to approach who may or may not have done this, you know, let's keep that in mind. And I'm not trying to say like theorizing things that may seem crazy isn't important. It is. But I just want to start off with that. And just leave y'all with that, with no real answer to that. But as far as literal solutions, I think we gotta ramp up conversations. And if people are too afraid to get out there now and do it live in person out in the open, I would understand that. Do it on podcast. Turn your camera on. Turn your phone on. Record a video. If you're gonna plug into the matrix, do it in a way that is beneficial to society and the people around you, right? Not and bridging that thought to another thought, be uncomfortable. Stop being so comfortable with the idea that you are right, you are correct, and that you are holier than thou, and that people that are like him or anybody else, that you're better than them, and that you don't need to dive into what they think and or consider that they may be correct in their culture and what they want to do with their lives and their people. Don't be too comfortable with the thought of just being comfortable with what you think, especially to the point that when you hear an opposing view, you feel an evil inside of you that wants to ramp up and do something more. That's ugly. Don't be too comfortable. Hear views that are not like your own. I'm not saying you gotta like turn on some like, I'm just giving an example, some weirdo red pill channel that's just like, man, bitches ain't shit, man. Dude. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
find someone who's actually having a conversation that is of intelligence, even if you disagree. That is of, you know, they're coming from a standpoint of substance, and they're coming from a standpoint of respect. Like their tonality is respectful. You know what I'm saying? And just dive from there. Dive in from there. Make yourself a little uncomfortable. Put yourself in other people's shoes. I know I'm asking a lot, but these are just solutions that are coming off the top of the head, you know? And yeah, Mama Bear said both sides need to be open to honest discussion. America was built on the cooperation of the left and right. That's very, very well said. Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. You can't, and for so long, one side has been thought of as being really evil, bro. Literally evil.
Yeah.
Right? They've been made to be like evil in the eyes of and so, you know, so much so to where I'm seeing all these things being said from people that are out here in California. And like I said, look at this. Yo, looks, would you think that California looked like this in 2024 based upon the conversations that go on? No, right?
Not at all. And
it would seem as if, you know,
it's more blue than what you see in 2020. That's what it would seem like.
Exactly. But these conversations happen in a way where you would think that nobody would, you know.
And I'll say this real quick too, is that like, I think both sides need to start holding each other accountable for who is around them that they're just okay with. Like old girl in that college class where she wasn't okay with it. She fired up her camera and she was letting people have it. Like, yo, man, y'all tripping. I think more of that needs to go on. And I'm not saying, because she's not trying to police their rhetoric like that, but she's just trying to say, hey, man,
y'all bugging.
Where's your heart and your mind in this situation? Because there's always a policing of rhetoric for certain terms and certain people, right? And a certain voting pattern. And everything else is just thrown out the window as far as morality, rules, and how to conduct yourselves. And these people don't see that. And I think that's strange. So I think that let's say you are far left, and I think I said this earlier, but if you're far left and you're having a conversation and somebody says, yeah, but I just can't wait till so-and-so gets blah, blah, blah. And if that happens, I'm going to celebrate. If you know that shit sounds crazy, look at them and say, hey, that's fucking nuts. We ain't got to go that far. I don't like so-and-so, but damn, you
Yeah,
tripping. But you know what the problem is that
bro.
a lot of
Real
these
quick.
people are afraid to lose people because people have been cutting off whole family members because of shit like that. Like if you don't agree with me type shit. What we're gonna say, my bad.
No, absolutely. And I'm actually glad you got that part out. Bro, I know people in my family, dog, that were personally affected by Joe Biden and his crime bills. 100%.
Oh yeah, bro.
And even all of them said they didn't want that man to get shot, bro. And they would never celebrate him dying or in some kind of way like that, in some violent, brutal way. So, yes, you're absolutely right. It does take people policing and not even policing, but just speaking up, about these things and being willing to have uncomfortable conversations, because that is what it is. It is about possibly losing friendships and family members that is really at stake. I mean, you heard this lady say she hate people because of their political views.
Facts. And I'm gonna ask you a question, Sky.
You know,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
she
Let's
called
be
it
honest
dangerous.
here. Let's be honest. And I'm not trying to pick on one side, but I'm pretty well researched on both sides of the conversation.
I am too, bro.
Oh, for sure. And let's be honest. Anytime I've seen any sort of online experience or even like an anecdotal experience of my own or people telling me things, it's been so-and-so don't want to rock with me. So-and-so doesn't want to rock with this person or that person or this family member, or they cut these people off because of they're on the left and they don't like these so-called right-leaning views. And it's like, so wait, your so-and-so, your cousin, your aunt, your brother isn't talking to you anymore because what?
Yeah,
what?
man.
So I think that plays a lot into it too. So my solution would be this. I think we should all try to figure out how to have a conversation with people that are very extremist in their views and say, look, I'm not trying to lose you over no damn politics. If you got to grab them and hug them and say, I love you, we're family. This is fucking crazy. Like, what is the matter?
Yeah.
Like this is nuts. It's politics, bro. Like,
yeah, bro. It's like,
never gonna be clean. Like,
bruh,
we ain't gotta lose each other over it.
Bruh, you think you cool with somebody and then you see them posting all this shit about all the fucking Trump supporters being brainwashed. We're all dumb, we're stupid, we're evil, we're lacking empathy, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yo, because I wanted the border secure, I'm evil. What? Right? Like, it's like, yo, bro, we got to keep it a buck. Like, these things it's really gone there.
Yeah,
it's really gone there, bro. You think you cool with somebody, and you're just like, oh my god, like, wow, is that what you think? I'm the puppet,
right?
But then if you say anything back, it's like, oh my, never mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what? I could really go in. I'm sorry, bro. I don't even know
No,
why
you good.
I brought that up. Go ahead, dog.
You good. Another solution is I think we should stop. We should stop having political conversations outside of political conversations. For example, anecdotal example. Last time we hung out, you remember what happened at the beach?
Great
We all having a great time. You know, your boy's cooking, baby.
Have you brought this up on stream yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, go ahead.
So.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Because this is actually a great, perfect example of what he is about to discuss. So
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
It was we at the beach doing our thing, some fly shorties there, whatever. Y'all have heard the story, you know what I'm saying? We're having a good time. We're playing beach beer pong, if you will. And long story short, after the action is done and the beach sand has cleared, so to speak, we're all just having a good time, kikiing and laughing. And like we're talking about like where we're all from and what we do in life, etc. Right. And I tell, one of the shorties where I'm from, and everybody's like, okay, cool. Oh, so you're here on vacation. I'm like, yep, here on vacation, here for this, here for that, etc. Right. And one of the shorties, she says, oh, you're not one of those like weird dudes, are you? Or weird men or weird guys or weirdos, right? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She goes, yeah, you say you from so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, And I'm thinking she's saying like the meme, the state man meme.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like Florida
Yeah,
man, right?
yeah. I didn't want to say the state, but I don't give a shit. Like everybody knows where I'm from, but I be trying to hide my shit like y'all don't know. But anyway, that shit meme, right? And I'm like, that's what because I actually said that. I said, oh, you mean that? She's like, oh no, I mean like how y'all vote over there. I looked at her, I was like, what? And I said, what the fuck did you just say? Just like that. I said, yo, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Like that. And she was like, what? Oh no. Yo. And then she kind of looked around a bit. She had on shades, but I could see her body language. She looked around. All her homegirls were siding with me. Except for one, but she wasn't even super against me. She was with the shits. She was like, oh, I'll talk politics. But it wasn't like she was like, yeah. She was looking for that sisterhood, we got to stick together shit. And all her homegirls was like, really? Come on. I said, and one of her homegirls didn't hear. And I said, blah, blah, blah. I repeated it to the homegirl. And she was like, are you serious? Don't do that. Come on. No. She said, no, I was just joking. I was like, you wasn't joking. You wasn't joking. That shit didn't land right. So yeah, it's like, no. I started laughing. I'm like, yo, listen, on a daily basis, you know what's funny? I have to say this. That might be one of the few times that's happened in a setting where it just shouldn't happen. Like
it just had no business coming up.
Like, and I'm gonna name just a couple of settings where it probably would happen, where it's not necessarily politically charged, but it would. If you're sitting at the dinner table with a bunch of homies or family, I could see it happening. If you're in the house still and you're at the bar, let's say you have a bar in your home and you're all sitting around having a drink, I could see that happening. At the fucking beach, you're all hyped, you're sweating, you're glistening, you know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody having a good time.
Everybody having a good time, looking
vibes,
good,
drinks,
sand vibes. It's
music.
skin out, cheeks is showing. You bring up politics?
You bring
politics.
That happened.
That is not the setting.
That 100% happened. That 100% happened.
So
100%.
That was kind of nuts. I'm like, and none of her homegirls were really, really with it, except for the one chick who she's just competitive any fucking way. That chick, she was competitive the entire day.
Yeah.
So I get that, but she was mostly like being funny. Plus the homies, he was egging her on, and I was like, yo, y'all get the fuck over there with that. And I literally was like guiding them that way. He was, was like, no, yes, y'all get y'all asses over there. We talking, and I even had the chick who sparked the conversation. She gave it up quick and was like, let me chill and let me act right. So my solution would be this: stop fucking talking about politics outside of literal government buildings. Shut the fuck up. Like, if your ass ain't standing in Congress, shut up. Let's just all have a good time. It's okay.
When it's time to have a good time, 100%,
Yeah,
man.
that's another solution I'm giving people. And this shit all sounds like duh, right? But nah, like if you feel the urge, if something triggers your brain, because my state triggered her mind to say that. Nobody else, everybody else is chilling.
All this one saying is I'm from Florida.
Yeah,
that's it, and it's enough to trigger that kind of response.
Oh, you're not one of those. Yo, if you don't shut up, and then you end up giving me a number anyway.
Right? Crazy, bro.
Stupid. Just come on, man. So my solution is like, let things be where they are. Have fun where you're at. Enjoy life where you're at. Call people out in a nice way, in a way that's constructive. When they're being too damn extreme.
And just have also good faith conversations, yo.
And have good faith conversations, yo. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, man.
Facts. Look, man, I appreciate you coming on too, man, and having this conversation with me, dog. For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, for one, yeah, I think that if this was to have the desired effect of people, not coming forward with their beliefs or anything like that, or trying to instill fear, I think it's going to do the exact opposite. But I also don't think that this is going to go into like a very violent backlash either, where people are going to start trying to go for vengeance and all this stuff. And I've seen people trying to push this whole civil war narrative, and yeah, I just don't think that I almost brought something up from this movie, because I'll tell you about it afterwards. But it was like one of the problems I had with a movie I just recently watched. I love the movie, but like it was some aspects of it that I really wish that it didn't do. And just for situations like this, because it kind of shows that kind of feeling of like the whole vengeance aspect, and trying to take revenge and blood for blood and eye for an eye, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that that is what is best in these situations, and I don't think it's going to happen either. But I think that the response is going to be appropriate, and it's going to be one that's ideological, and not violent like that, right? Because they're for real trying to push this whole civil war thing happening. But I keep trying to tell people, we don't have to go down this path, right? Like, there's been so many times where like choices have been made where we could have gone down a path that could have led to something happening, and it ain't happened yet, right? So I don't think it has to happen. I think that people, for the most part, can be discerning about what they're seeing and what they think about what they're seeing, because even this whole just thing with it being like the right versus the left, I don't think that that's what this is. I think that this is the uniparty that I was speaking to earlier versus everybody else. And these influencers and people of that nature are being used as the voices of these entities. I mean, just like it is with the other aspects of the internet. Why would it be any different? Right?
Absolutely.
Yep. We deal with this kind of stuff on our other channels and stuff like every day. You know what I mean? So why would it be any different over here? Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I also want to say too, I think that the solution is continuing to have these tough conversations, man. because people are waking up, and I also think that that's why these tactics are getting more and more brazen, because they're having to, because the ways of how things were going that has led us to these situations are falling, bro. It's all crumbling down, you know? And
Absolutely.
these people are like lashing out, you know what I mean? At least it seems to me. And once again, I will point to this map, right? This is liberal California, right? Lux, right? This is liberal California, bro.
Yeah. You would think, based on social media.
So I'm just saying, yo, yeah. And just think about that, right? This state went to Kamala Harris in 2024. Just think about that. That's crazy. So you know that this whole thing is out of fucking control. If I mean, is that or is that not most of the state?
Absolutely.
Is that or is that not most of the state, bro?
Definitely.
Anyway, dog. Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Any final words, bro, before we get out of here?
I don't think my tagline is gonna do it this time. I can't.
Oh yeah, no. I didn't.
No, I know that you're not queuing me up for that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying out loud, like, nah, not today. I'm not even trying to be funny, but I mean, it's cool to have some levity in these moments, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Nah, man. I just think, like, final words. I think this stream was necessary. It was dope, and it's cool to hear our perspectives within the space that we take up, even if it's small. You know what I mean? Because we talk about a lot of the entertainment side of things, of life, and geek side of life, and, you know, movies, etc., TV, whatever. But we always, at least we consistently, I should say, I don't want to say always, we consistently try to do it via a lens of what? Stupid. That's funny. We try to do it with a lens of always giving you guys the truth of the quote unquote matrix side of all this shit, right? In the entertainment sphere. So, you know, it's only right that we literally talk about, you know, the politics of life. And hopefully, you know, you guys gain some sort of something positive from this, right?
Just, if not, just hearing our perspective. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I really care about, yo. Because, you know, and that's why I created these channels, because I can't just not talk about this shit, man. Like, it's not, you know, these things are too massive. And I'm gonna be talking about some other stuff too, because it's a whole lot of shit going on right now. Whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I almost started talking about Young Thug the other day. I was gonna go in on Young Thug, bro, and then I was like, you know what? Nah, bro, I don't care enough, man. I was like, bro.
Nah, I feel you, right? I feel you.
But it is a very telling, and there is a story there. There is a story there to be discussed. A very cautionary tale. 100%.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
I almost did it. I don't know. I might do it. Anyway, never mind.
But just to wrap up the thoughts about Charlie, man, again, I think for the both of us, this wasn't about like whether you liked the guy or not, or whether you thought he was an angel or a saint.
Yeah, I disagree with that dude on hella shit, bro.
Facts.
Bruh, like, he has said, never mind. It's just, you know, I'll be like, bruh.
Yeah, he said something about like I said, he said some things about black people where he's alluded to certain things when he's been asked
100%.
questions, and I'm just like, I never thought to myself like, this guy's just got to go forever. It's fucking nuts.
Nah, it was always, man, I'd cook that motherfucker.
Facts.
On this topic.
Him, Shapiro.
I'd cook him. Facts.
Who else?
Nick
It's a few.
Fuentes. All them.
Fuentes.
Bruh, bruh, look, y'all know, bruh, look, this how much of a G I am. I ain't even gonna look. We was talking about this on the phone, bro.
Facts.
I didn't like that Nick Fuentes
cooked
Candace Owens on like a few topics. I was mad as shit. Bro. I was like, bruh, how did you? But it never was like.
You know how he cooked her though? I'm gonna say this on air. Hey, look who she married to, bro.
But let's not even.
And no. And I'm not. Listen, I gotta let me expound on that just a tad.
Hey,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's not at all. I love me some a little bit of snow. What I'm saying is she's clearly inundated, and what's the word I'm looking for? It's from Mass Effect. Indoctrinated.
The indoctrination, bro.
She's clearly indoctrinated, bro. So he picked the right one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He picked the right one to have that debate with. He's not sitting down with somebody like us having that debate. It's not because of lack of intellect. It's because of he knows we don't lack tenacity.
Yeah. But that's my point. It was like on like, because it was like on certain topics he kind of cooked and he was right, and then on other ones he was wrong and still cooked, and I was like, oh my god, bro. I'm like, no,
bro. If there was a line,
happen.
Let's think about this: a line chart, right? There's a center and there's a left and right on either side of the center, right? Who's closer to the center going? Let's say left is you're just, the left side of it is like racist. Who's closer to that? Who's closer to going towards the center of that? Us or Candace? Let's be honest. Stop honest,
it, bro.
Man.
Anyway,
I'm just saying. We're not indoctrinated.
That was crazy. I was sitting there like, how do you lose the moral high ground? That guy, you know what I mean? Like on any topic.
Because she is indoctrinated. He picked the right one. That was actually brilliant on his end. But that's the thing. I look at that shit and I look at it as an opportunity to say, and yes, Frank C, I have for sure.
Hey, look.
Man, you already know the answer to that, Frankie.
Look, never mind. I'm gonna just say this. I know somebody that knows her. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
There you go.
I know somebody that has known her for a very, 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 very long time. like since they were a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave it at that.
There you go.
For sure.
And shout out to Jaguar.
Yep. Shout out to her 100%.
For sure. And I'm gonna say something I ain't gonna go too deep, but the shit that they're trying to say, the shit they're trying to say about her and say she this and that shit wasn't fake. Nothing she said is fake. It's all real, and it's all being covered up by the they them powers that be. You already know. Rhymes with AB. Anyway, damn, we way off the reservation.
Yeah,
but
really.
Anyway, let me wrap, because we're wrapping up, right?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. So shout out to freedom of speech. You know what? This is actually apropos. A lot of freedom of speech going on right now.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
That's why it's the title of the thing, free speech, bro. He's just having conversations, bro. I don't care, man.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. So yeah, I mean, he was a symbol of freedom, and all you guys made him. You made him a martyr. Whoever did it, you made him a martyr, and all you did was galvanize people to hopefully have deeper conversations. Don't y'all start picking up weapons to try to retaliate. That's what they want. Don't let it happen, y'all. Be better. Let's have these conversations. And as a matter of fact, after the anger passes, we got to start showing more compassion towards one another. and start hurting these people with compassion. Like real talk. And I'm gonna leave off with this too. Stay motherfucking vigilant. Start paying attention to what the fuck is going on around you. When you start seeing weird behaviors and people climbing up on shit and looking too, a little bit too strange. They got a bag here. You got items lying around here.
Yeah, I actually,
Y'all start paying attention. That's the
That's
solution I
another
also
video.
want to give. Pay attention to
I
your
forgot to get that
surroundings.
video. Bruh, there's a video of a guy literally pointing, like he's like, yeah, this guy just ran across the roof and he's right there and he's laying down. And he's literally like pointing at it. And I'm like, why the fuck aren't you telling the police or something, bro? Like, why are you sitting here with your camera recording the guy having run across the roof and then he's laying down in a prone position?
Because these dumb fucks are plugged into the Matrix. They all want to be a main character of some sort. It's like they all think they're on a damn TV show ready to go viral. Fucking idiots, man. They're like the bitch that was in Superman. Fucking recording herself while a kaiju's destroying a building. What are you doing?
Hey, she actually was.
And she actually helped. So my bad. She might have been the only character in the movie worth a damn.
I was just about to say, she actually was playing everybody, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Might be the smartest thing about that whole cartoon of a movie. Anyway, neither here nor there, but yeah, man, like stay vigilant. Stop just seeing things and just going, oh, it has nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with you after somebody dies. And then you have everything to fucking talk about. You have everything to say about it then. Say something before then. Do something before then. Stay vigilant. That might be the biggest solution I'll give to everybody. About all this talk, cool. Stick to what I said about that. But take action too. Pay attention to your surroundings, man. Listen, where I work, okay, when I park my car, when I walk into the building or several buildings, I'm always looking around and I'm looking at people and I'm locking doors and I'm paying attention to shit. Because I don't trust people like that. Somebody walked up on me today and asked me for some money. I gave him the I'll whoop your ass if you step any further look. And I didn't even realize it. And he paused and he's like, I'll just see if you had $1, sir. And I said, oh. And I just whipped out $1. Pass it to him. He said, and I was looking at him like, but that's just how I'm built, bro. Like,
Apex was looking like Dokes off of Dexter and shit. Like,
oh, you've been facts, bro. But that's how it is, man. Y'all be going to these events where someone's having very, very divisive conversation. Y'all just chilling. Y'all just chilling. Ain't nobody looking around. Y'all just la-di-da.
Then Necron said some dude was going TikTok live promoting himself right after the shooting. He said, what the fuck, man?
Right.
Crazy.
Stay vigilant, man. Y'all gotta pay attention to y'all gotta pay. I'm tired of hearing about motherfuckers seeing some shit and then talking about how they saw every detail. Like y'all just having a conversation with your homies. Man, I saw the motherfucker, man. He walked up on a ladder. He set up a tripod, bro. He was licking his fingers and testing the air, bro. He was
right.
Like, what? I saw all that shit before it happened, man. It was kind of crazy. What? Nah, bro. That's my last solution is to tell
if you
people,
see a motherfucker setting up a tripod or running across a roof, getting into a prone position and laying at a perfect angle to
listen, it's either gonna be because listen, when you see that, just know that whatever you're doing is about to get shut down. So either you're gonna shut it down or they are.
Facts.
How about that? I want to be the motherfucker that shut it down.
Facts.
He might have a gun.
Nah, I'm screaming that motherfucker got a gun.
Facts, bro.
Got a gun, dog. Ain't nobody sprinting across the roof and jumping into the prone position, bro. For what?
Facts.
Why?
Facts.
What are we
Even
doing?
if I don't see a gun, This nigga can have a cheeseburger.
Nah,
He's got a gun.
Bruh. Ain't no way. I bet you they be happy that I shut it down.
We used to
Anyway,
teach kids that in school to just say wild shit just in case you saw some shit.
yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Facts.
I don't make it home tonight.
What a song right now. Lord have mercy.
Oh my god, bro.
Look, but yeah, that's my last piece of
let's
advice.
go ahead and get out and get on out of here, man, because I'm rambling, dog. But look, I want to thank you for pulling up, bro. I want to thank everybody for checking us out live and everybody that will be taking part of the replay crew. Y'all be sure to give the Skywalker Show. Look, I'm just, I'm trying to get this channel going. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be dropping over here more often. And this whole conversation has definitely led to me needing to come over here and drop more for sure. So, hey, I'm galvanized now. So this was going down. You dig?
Absolutely.
Yep. So we're gonna catch y'all next time from the Skywalker Show and Apex Lux. You know what I'm saying? The new geeks.
Absolutely.
We're gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.
Free speech.